So you're thinking about owning a home or just keep renting. Which one is going to be better? Well, in this video, I would like to build a logical case for you so that you can make a better decision whether or not to just keep renting or own a property. We're going to look at $1 million home, which is, going to buy you something around that 3 to 4 bedroom. And that's going to allow you to, sustain a family in there. Hopefully, it's not going to be the best areas, but we're going to look at it from a logical point of view and see whether or not this is going to be good. And I only ask for one thing if you do find value in this video, and that is to share this video with one person that you know that could benefit from it. My name is Blandon from WealthHQ and also Mortgage HQ. So we help buyers get into their first home and also property owners to buy more properties to build their wealth. Now this question here gets asked a lot. Should I be just renting or should I buy a home? Because currently interest rates are all-time high and prices seems to be at a place where people are uncertain. Is it going to keep going down or is it starting to go up? Well, instead of thinking that way, you could potentially just look at the logical case to owning versus renting. Now, there are 3 things that we look at, which is the cash flow, capital gains, capital improvement. I'm going to dive into what those means in a little bit more. And then also you've got your lifestyle choices. So those are the 4 areas that we want to measure owning versus renting and see for yourself which one is going to be better for you. The first thing you want to look at is your cash flow. Now, owning is definitely going to be more because we're going to look at $1 million property. Again, $1 million is going to allow you to buy something with 3 or 4 bedrooms. To rent the same type of property, you're probably paying around $900 to $1,000. So what does the cash flow look like? Well, if you own the property and you got an 85% mortgage, which is $850,000, your mortgage plus your rates plus insurance is going to be around $1,500 per week. Whereas in the renting position, you might be only paying $1,000 max per week. So on an annual basis, this is going to cost you around $78,000 and this is going to cost you around $52,000. So by owning cash flow wise, it's going to cost you almost like 50% more because you need to be able to afford an extra $25,000, $28,000 a year. The second thing that we're going to look at is what we call capital gains. Now, if you're renting, obviously this is going to be zero. You're not going to get any capital gains at all. But when you buy a property of $1 million, if you look at the market historically in the last 50 years, we've averaged around 7%. Now let's say you're just getting 5% return on this property. You're looking at least $50,000 of capital gains. So straight away, even though you might lose around 25, you're gaining at least 50,000. So this is good. It means that you are in a positive when you calculate when you just consider the cash flow and the capital gains. Now, what the capital improvement is whether or not you can actually spend money on the property to make more money out of it. So can we do that in a renting position? Probably not, because you don't have a property to begin with and you're not able to invest further funds into it. Whereas if you bought a property, there are 2 types of properties you can buy. One is a new build and the second one is existing. Now in the new build, if you want to have capital improvement, you'll have to buy below market value. That's probably the best way to actually get some capital gains out of it. Because in a new build, you typically buy a property that is on a smaller piece of land. It's already maximized. The building is brand new. So you don't have much room to actually add value to the property. So we're gonna assume 0 here. Now existing builds is what I like. If you have been to the channel before, you're gonna see that I talk about property investments a lot, looking at your first home as an investment opposed to your dream home because your first home is never going to be the last home. So existing build, what I like about it is that you can add value, meaning, if you buy an older house, you can renovate it and increase the value. You can buy older floor plans that you can try to optimize and add a bedroom, add an ensuite that's going to increase the value of the property. So if you know what you're doing, you could easily add $50,000 to $150,000. And that is a great way for you to build wealth because remember, if you buy an own occupied and you're able to increase the value of the property, that is going to be tax-free gains. Meaning if you sold the property, you keep this value, which is a great thing for you to build long-term wealth. So from a logical standpoint, you've got negative cash flow right now because you have to chip in more money. But if you're already saving money, this might be a good vehicle because now you're getting almost 100% return on the capital gains. And if you're able to buy an existing build, you could potentially add more value to the property. The very last thing we're going to look at is the lifestyle factor. Now, the great thing about renting is that you can move from house to house very easily. Whereas if you own the place, it's going to be less relevant. However, don't forget you can still rent out the place. And if you were to rent out the place, you can move anywhere you want. I would also say if you own the place, a lot of things that our client tell us is that you feel like you've got more security. You feel like you've got an asset that's going to grow long term, and the numbers definitely shows that. So we're going to put down security here. So hopefully that gives you a logical case in terms of whether or not you should keep renting or go buy a property. If you were to buy in this market, all you need to do is to learn more and understand what's going to be a good property in the long run, and that's going to allow you to do it more safely. And if you're already building good cash flow and savings, then definitely I would say owning is something you could consider. And you don't have to make this decision by yourself, because this is what we try to help you with. If you want to reach out and talk to an advisor, you can visit WHQ.co.nz if you're a first home buyer. If you're an existing homeowner looking to use your equity and buy more properties, you can try MHQ.co.nz. If you have found value, remember to just share this video with one person that might benefit from it. And if you think I've done a good job, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you guys again in the next video.